located in Marrero, Orleans Village. Derek, Elite Haircuts, Manhattan Boulevard, Harvey, Louisiana. Jeff Stovall, Barber, Marrero, Louisiana, Jacksontown. Larry Wags, Restaurant, Marrero, Louisiana. Moving on. We have incident happened last week in Houston. Travis Scott, I'm older cat, so I'm more like Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Scarface, Ghetto Boys, stuff like that. It's a shame that whatever, the loss of life is always serious, always tragic, especially when you're supposed to be out there having some fun, having a good time. Loss of life is serious. To my knowledge, 10 people lost their life, young people at that. The tragic behind that is people want to sue him. Jason Aldean had a concert a few years back. 50 people lost their life. 50. I heard nothing about no lawsuits. So see, this when they're talking about critical race theory, this is exactly what they're talking about. The law only applied to the people that are already marginalized, but the people that's already privileged get the pass. That don't make sense. Wrong gonna be wrong, right gonna be right. No matter who does it. It shouldn't favor one over the other, but that's what we've been dealing with for 400 years here. It's a shame. Tragic. And since I'm on that about critical race theory, a lot of people have no clue what it is. It's simple. Somebody start telling the story about the history of people of this country, but it was a one-way street. So what I mean by that, let's go ask the native people, their version of history, what they got to say, how they look at the Pilgrims, since the Pilgrims was the one wrote history that everybody followed. Let's go ask my ancestors, the ones that come off them ships, what they think. See, critical race theory gives you more ways to look at things, not just for one way that somebody else can put out here. The devil want to hide his deeds. This is serious business. This is very serious, man. I mean, this every week, I'm going to bring it to you like this, raw, real. That's who I am. And that's what this is about. Like I said, almost 10 months later, these people playing around. And I told y'all, we done stormed this Capitol behind some foolishness that somebody fed us. We could never get away with playing around and running loops and not going honorable subpoenas and stuff like that. They'd have been a kick down our door and dragged us out. And if we wouldn't be found, they'll drag our mamas out, drag our kids out, drag our wives or husbands out to stand in our place. We got to stop playing around like this, man. That's why I tell y'all, killing each other, mad at each other, hating on each other, is not doing it for us. It never did, never will. These people don't want you to vote. If they have it their way, all of us be back in chains. Yeah, locked up. Picking cottons or something. Or whatever else they don't want to do. They'll be forcing us to do it. But I just hope y'all take this serious. This is real. And one day we all exit the earth. We leave. And if we don't do something, we're leaving our kids, grandkids with these devils. Straight up. We got to get about our business, man. We do. We really do. Too many people that have shed blood and died to give us the opportunities where some of us became billionaires. Some of us living a comfortable life now. The American dream. A lot of us being crushed in an American nightmare. Yes, we got to get serious about our business. But I'm not going to wait any longer. I'll bring one of my partners. We met many years ago, down to Earth Cat, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. But and we're going to discuss that third chapter, and I'm Not Your Enemy, the binary effect. That third chapter is dealing with the systems. It's the systems. I ain't got my book in my hand. Matter of fact, I got it. Make sure. It's my book, but like I said, I got a lot on my mind as usual. System engine. Yeah, we're going to be dealing with the engine part of that system. But before I even get into this, like I said, I'm going to let my man introduce himself, and I'm going to bring him on in. Old Terrence. So make sure we can get him in here.
Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah. I'm Terrence. I guess a quick round. Just like, what I'm saying? My mentor right here, me and him, we connected like he was a journeyman. I came in as a helper. We met on the job, and like I'm fairly younger than him. I ain't that young, I'm 40. But he was surprised of how my mindset was. And with that being said, just to make it simple, I'm East Coast born. I moved down south when I was 13, but I grew up in North Louisiana around Monroe, Shreveport, all that. I moved to New Orleans in 2008. I lived here till 2017. Currently, I'm living in California. I'm not a felon, but I've been to jail plenty of times. And with that being said, I'm an 8-year veteran, 2 diplomas across seas, highly decorated E5 of the United States Air Force. Actually, I was in the reserve, but I used to stay gone all the time, especially with Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. And it's just the whole thing with me. I don't like lies. I am passionate about the truth and passionate about wisdom. And once you have that motivation, you're going to find the truth. And a lot of times when you believe in the lie, you're going to find the truth to be like disrespectful. But the truth is the truth. That's just it. But that's just me summed up.
Well said, man. Well said. But like I said, matter of fact, before we even move into this book, I'm Not Your Enemy, the binary effect. What you think about? You've been hearing about this critical race theory. You have any thoughts about that? Or,
Let's see, the funny thing about critical race theory is it goes against white supremacy. White supremacy is not to embarrass the white image in front of nobody.
They embarrassed themselves. Because everywhere they done traveled on Earth, they got a blood trail under their feet.
But
under their shoes.
But with that being said, is who write history? White supremacy.
Yeah.
Like I know Africans, they learn American history. My mother, she's an immigrant from Trinidad. She learned American history. People over there where white supremacy started in Great Britain, they learned American history. White supremacy.
Maintain it.
Like you said something the other week when we had a conversation about the Rosetta Stone. Like, it's so many archives that's in the Vatican. And then let's not just forget about it. We don't even, we say that America this, America that. This is the indigenous people land. But we don't know of their stories. The only stories we know of is what
we've been told.
What they wrote about. You know what I'm saying?
White supremacy. Yep. But that's how I open the show. By letting them know critical race theory is not this boogeyman that everybody got to be afraid of. What it is, if I'm an adulterer, if I'm a murderer, you think I want you to know about that? You think I want you to know my dirt that I do? Mm-hmm. I want to keep that clean.
It's just like this. I'm gonna show you how brilliant white supremacy is. I murdered somebody. They know I murdered that person. They could charge me for manslaughter. People gonna be like, "Hey, you ever murdered somebody?" Nah, I just got charged for manslaughter because their rules are their truth.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, that won't even happen. Just like right now, last week, I was telling the audience that, hey, y'all pay attention to these 2 trials.
Yep.
These serious trials that's going on. One in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the other one over here in Georgia. And they gonna find ways. Look, the judge, if I'm not mistaken, that judge over here in Kenosha, Wisconsin, he look at Rittenhouse as his grandkid or something. He side with this dude, and they got all white kids, one black man on that whole jury pool. Mm-hmm. So 11 whites, right? Yeah. So when they see him, they see like his nephew, their cousin, maybe their son. So, and then he put on this performance with this. They should give him an award for that one, and on the crocodile tears. So, but this will be facing, and nobody seems to understand that. But in this book, I don't know if you remember, I wrote, we so like caught up with trying to survive. So half of the stuff that's going on around us don't really affect us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until it really affects us.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, in other words, we not really worried about it. So when our family members got caught, like, knowing that, this is a good kid.
You know why? We was taught that's their business. But we don't understand how much their business affect us. I have a conversation with my father yesterday. We were going back to Monroe. We were speaking about Bastrop, Louisiana, where I grew up in. You know what I'm saying?
I heard of Bastrop.
Of how a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him, I said, look,
They have a race, something with race, war, something.
In Bastrop, Louisiana, we literally on the History Channel. That at 1947, that's where in Morehouse Parish, because Bastrop is the centerfold of Morehouse Parish. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With that being said, Morehouse Parish had the biggest KKK gatherings within like a 4-year period and the most hangings in Morehouse Parish in the 40s. Like, wow. So it's like this, I had to tell them, like, because Bastrop is like these other surrounding areas that is heavily white. They're flourishing. Bastrop, we literally are a black city, and they're crippling us. And you got to talk about politics. I say you got to look at it. Why talk about politics? Because I'm 40 years old. So you do a +7, that's 47. You do a -7, that's 33. A lot of us, male and females that's in color, we have felonies. Politics do not pertain to us because we can't vote. Because once you get a felony, you can't vote. But that's in Bastrop? That's in the States.
No, because see, look, now I've been down. I've been in penitentiary. Yeah. You gain these rights back over time. Yeah, you gain them back over time. You don't lose them for life.
So it's
now, certain states may be that way. Like, I think Florida is one of them that perform that. Once you get convicted, that you automatically lose your citizenship forever.
But you know how easy it is?
At least when it comes to voting.
So it's like this. Do you know how easy it is to catch another felon?
Very easy. Very easy.
So with my classmates, when I first got to high school, and when I did the 12th grade for the second time, we start off a felony here, a felony starting off, boom. And then we straightened up, you know what I'm saying, try to be a productive citizen, which people don't even know the definition of citizen is not even for anybody outside of European. You know what I'm saying? The word citizen is for European. But outside of that, it's like, it's easy because only thing you got to hear is when the police pull you over and they say, have you ever been in jail before? Every time I heard that statement, I went to jail. I can't even tell you what most of the times I've been in jail 23 times, 22 times in Louisiana.
And you're a veteran?
I was a juvenile correctional officer. I was an Air Force E5. I still would go in jail like it was nothing. In Louisiana.
And why is that?
Because due to the fact is, we had to go to the prison system. When you go to Walmart, Kmart, you go to Target, and all these other places. See, white supremacy have us thinking that a lot of this stuff is made in China. So let's just take this remote. All right. The batteries is made in China. Everything else is made in America. Boom. Put the batteries in for China. You could say that it was made in China because it's being powered by China. Let's take the stool. Everything else except for that one leg is made in China. Everything else made in America. But there's no manufacturing jobs. Nobody have these jobs. But
then how they making this stuff in America? What, they making it somewhere else?
They make it in the penitentiaries, privately owned prisons. Privately owned prisons. All thing you gotta do is just go Google easily. It's gonna take you to a government page. ALEC. A-L-E-C.
Hold on. You telling me, now we all aware that these prisoners go out and do a lot of the work for 2 cents,
35 cents.
35 cents now?
35 cents is the highest in an average. I think the highest.
So it's a new slave system that's been going on.
Yes. Matter of fact, it's not a new slave system. This slave system was started right after slavery, because it started
after Lincoln abolished slavery. They found a new way, like they've been doing now. Right.
So it's like this. It started in Birmingham, Alabama. I forgot the dude's name. Trust me, you can research this, or however you want to research.
I hope y'all listen to this. It's very, very important stuff here.
So it's like this. Everybody had this one favorite movie in common. It's called Life. You know, with Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the movie. Yeah.
See, what people don't understand is it's based on a true story, but that rabbit hole goes deep, because they don't want black folks to own nothing in America or just be better than them. Like when people start hearing the notion of Tulsa, Oklahoma, it amazed me of how many people didn't know it. You know what I'm saying?
I was one of them. And hold your thoughts. Hold your thoughts. Now I'm gonna tell you, I got to share this story. In '92, when I was in prison, after I did my federal time, I had to go back of some state time, so I didn't cooperate with the feds, right? Yeah. So they had a brother. He was pretty sharp, man. Mm-hmm. But by then I just started reading. I got more intelligent for the consciousness of being black. Yeah. You know, that I know I can't sell drugs and poison our people. I can't be a part of that no more, ever, right? Mm-hmm. But he did mention this, man. I never forgot this. He said, man, they destroyed Black Wall Street. So I'm looking at him like, no, you talking for me. I never heard nothing like this, a Black Wall Street, right? In '92. So as he tried to explain that, I rejected it. I didn't even want to hear it because I felt it was fake. Yeah. Because how you can destroy a whole city and nobody know about it.
Just like how they just went and when it was a Black Panther Party. It was a spin like the Black Panther Party in the 80s in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I heard about that one. They bombed a whole street. Yes. They bombed with kids and everything in the buildings, and so I heard about that. You know, but I heard about that almost 2 years ago.
But see, it's like this. So
how they be hiding this stuff, I don't know.
Because white supremacy runs everything. Because you got to look. I'm gonna tell you, when I say white supremacy, you need to go look into an organization called the Daughters of the Dixies. The Daughters and the Sons of the Dixies, they dictate of what is printed in history. So if the state of Texas approve of this book, which is 9 out of 10 gonna be Macmillan, I think 46 states follow suit. So if Texas say we want this book, all these other states gonna go with it. See, you gotta understand, Texas, all right, with the Midwest and the South, we talk bad about California because California never, yes, they have their own ways, but they did their way different. Just like this, California never wanted to be a slave state. They didn't want to be a free state. You know what they did? They made it illegal for blacks to come, and they brought in Asians.
And when this happened?
This is when California became a state.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Now, where you get this research from?
this is on the government archives. Like you go on Congress.com. Like for instance, everybody think Martin Luther King got killed for I have a dream, a Million Man March. No, he didn't. He got killed for the Poor People March because he won't talk about the Act of 1948.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then it's like this. I'm gonna tell you how strong white supremacy is. Like white supremacy, I'm gonna tell you, we know our enemy. The good white people, they don't know their enemy. Because like I say, they'd rather be a broke white man instead of being a black man. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they still better. But it's like at the end of the day is when people be talking about our economics, I tell people all the time, go look on the government pages and look at the black economics right after slavery all the way up to 1965. Our economy, they looked at us and became what they are today. Because we always been the minority. Our population in America right now is 11.3%.
Yeah, we the minority in this country. But not
yes.
No, you said we always been the minority. I just want to make a correction.
Yes.
In this country?
In this country.
But they control that population of us through many means.
Yeah.
Abortion, prison, debt, black on black, hate, the destruction of what's going on. You know, the projects, but there was projects, put us all on top of each other. And some people trying to work to get out. Some people want to stay. You know, you got this confusion constantly. Then you don't know who you are.
Well, it's like this. I agree with you. But it's only thing one thing white supremacy ever did to really cripple black people.
And what is that?
That's crack cocaine. Because so everybody talking about what's going on today. I'm 40 years old, right? Mm-hmm. I'm an 81 baby. Crack really came on the scene at 85 at base. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? When people be talking about crackheads, it's understood what you see now, but you got to understand what they had a product. Nobody knew what it was. They just knew it was cocaine. Cocaine got heavily introduced in 74, 73. You know what I'm saying? That known as a party drug, and that was also known as a person who have wealth.
Yeah, like a rich man.
Yes.
Rich man.
So when they got to hearing they have a cheaper version of cocaine, everybody was on it. Not to mention, they highlighted blacks, but for all the times I was in the game, I served more white folks than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in a black city. But any which way, that's not the point. Like, so crackheads really kicked in about 87, 88. Because the whole thing is they had a habit, but they couldn't keep suppressing their itch. So they had so much of an itch, they lost everything. And that's when they started doing what we know as the crackheads, stealing TVs, antennas, VCRs, cars, selling the baby diapers or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I agree. This is like a disagreement.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But I think it's a little more heavier than that. That's another version of the attack. That's a different, another version of that attack. But just my view. Mm-hmm. You know, because like I said, in my isolation, and I think a lot, I try to meditate a lot, and I always try to go back. And something just make me go back and see something. When our ancestors come off the coast of Africa, and once we was loaded in these ships, you know, my question, honestly, is a true question. Mm-hmm. Was they putting Christians in there? Was they putting Muslims in there? Were they putting atheists in there in the ships? Were they putting Catholics in the ships? Were they putting Jehovah's Witnesses in the ship? But they actually
so you talking about as a cargo, or you talking about as a ship masters?
No, I'm talking about the cargo. I'm talking about our ancestors.
Well, it's like this. They don't know because they like. So what?
My point I'm making. Let me get to my point.
Yeah.
Right. My point is,
I know where you going.
Yeah, once they got them in them ships, now the ones that I guess submitted to come, because we know now many didn't. They fought, They jumped overboard to the
They took
sharks.
over ships.
Yeah, they had a lot of commotion before they got them here. But once they got them here, indoctrination started taking place. See, and that's why this the most key thing to freeing us. And nobody want to deal with that because we got so indoctrinated in these people's system and believe everything they done taught us and taught generations of us. And it's hard to break off. It's hard to break away. I'm gonna tell you why. That connection is back to your mama. That connection back to your grandmother. That connection back to your great grandmother, your great granddad. All these people have nourished us, right? But when you see that, all right, that nourishment is almost like a betrayal to them, right?
Yeah.
We don't see the enemy that forced them to do these things. And they only did it to stay alive. So they adapted to this shit. You understand?
Yeah.
And not made it a truth to generations later, but it been crippling us like crack cocaine.
And see,
you heard what I just said?
Yeah. Just
language.
like crack. Hold on.
Look, think about it. Hold on. You said it earlier. I just want to get my piece in. And I ain't gonna dominate. I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, California wanted the Asians over there, but see, Asians can still come over there and have their own language.
Yep.
They weren't forced to deviate from their language like we were.
Yep.
You understand? And all this is a crippling thing. It's like that crack that you talk about earlier. Not having your own language is important. Not having your own view, your own God, your own everything that was you.
Yeah.
And not been traded for someone else, right?
Yeah.
This is important. I don't care what y'all think, what y'all say. Money is not the happiness that you think it is. Not, don't get me wrong. It's a good tool. It's a good tool to have in this type of society.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, okay, you shouldn't have that. No, that's not what I'm saying. The ones who did achieve this money, not having what I just said, destruction met them anyway.
So it's funny. We just sat up here and just fun, and you just ran it down of what was part of the elements to help to break blacks down. And you said your mama, your grandma, your great grandma, and your great grandfather. The word father was only using that one time, and it had great in it. You see how strong white supremacy is?
No, I wasn't saying it for that reason. I was saying
I know. Wait. I
don't let them.
I ain't
gonna let you.
I understand.
No, I was just giving you a point. Just giving you an example.
Yeah.
I could have used daddy, but mama's normally the daddy out there in the field most of the time are working. Mama's there taking care of things.
And
changing the diaper.
You're right.
Nourishing. That's why I use that for the example.
You're right, because you know what?
I don't never discredit daddy.
I understand it, but they kept daddy so busy, you could never just really build that bond with daddy. When you get older, due to the circumstances that we had to deal with, we could understand daddy. But daddy is supposed to be there, help nurturing like mama nurturing us. You know what I'm saying? So, right, that's still another way of white supremacy. They look, father is non-existent even when father dead. Like, I grew up with my daddy. My daddy got 5 kids. But my daddy stayed at work. Pitching the ball.
Provide for y'all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy because, like, I'm in California. I have 4 children. I have them from 20 years old to 3. I'm down here for my 7-year-old birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like, with that being said I understand, like, it took me, so we all know a boy needs his father in his life. We know this. But I realize how important a father is to the daughters. Because in order for our daughter to be with a man, she got to have that man. To teach her the lessons what a man's supposed to do. Exactly. You know, so it's just how like man's supposed to treat you. Matter of fact, I'm glad. Hold up, that was something I missed. And look, I got to interrupt this conversation. We're gonna get back to this. I want, since you mentioned that, man, I know it was something I was missing. I want to talk about domestic violence. I didn't write about that. And they had a young lady lost her life in Alabama about a month ago. And I wanted to touch upon that, but I had a couple of guests kind of running late, and that kind of like distracted me. And I want to just, interrupt this for a second, just to talk about domestic violence from my point of view. You can't make somebody love you. You can't make somebody stay with you, be with you,
if it ran its course, you got to man up, woman up, and accept it. And the other side of that, you know you don't want to be with that person, don't use them. Don't take advantage of them. And then, use them up to that degree, and then want to skate on them and leave them after you took all their money, or you done took advantage of them, whatever that advantage way you did. That caused this. Another element that caused this, where a person want to get aggressive, and the devil gonna go to the weakest vessel. So I just want to bring that up, and that's something I wanted, touch upon in the beginning. But again, I got a little distracted. But he said something, and it brought back to my memory that I did want to touch about. Remember, you wasn't born to be with the person that you're with, that you had kids with, that you have married. Time sometimes shifts, and people change, things change, circumstances change. You just got to be man enough to accept it, woman enough to accept it, and trust God and move on. Because it don't serve any purpose to go kill this individual, and then them kids, what happened to them? And some of them got so rotten, they killed not only the mate, they killed the kids too.
Yep.
So that everybody loses. Everybody loses.
You got a story about it in the Bible. Talk about Jesus.
What you say? I'm not a Bible person.
Who Jesus was born? Born by God, right?
That's what they say.
Who his mom was with? Abraham, right?
Joseph, huh?
Whatever the dude name is.
Joseph,
Abraham.
Abraham is the father, according to the Bible says, of all the nations. So God wanted Abraham to kill his son.
Yeah. And
Abraham was going to do it. And so God saw favor in him, since he was going to kill his son, Isaac, I believe it was. And when God saw that, God said, no, he sent the angel to stop him. And then he said, since you've been faithful, I'm going to send my lineage through you. And eventually, I'm going to, sacrifice my son for mankind, whatever.
But it's funny. Joseph, that's not, like, Jesus Christ is God's son. He ain't create that child. And it's funny of how people, like, they read the Bible. And this is why I start teaching my children and grown folks and all. I can read a line 1,000 times. If I can't comprehend it, I'm just wasting my time. Because if you can't comprehend something, you have no wisdom with it.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm not a Bible person because I have my reasons for that. But this is very confusing for the person that don't understand this. And I don't want to get in this subject since we was over there. But you did say something that I really want to address. And it was very important for me to do that. And I don't want now we shift the whole conversation over here. But since we're here for a second, let me just, but we're going to get back where we was at. But I just want to share this. I'm probably one of many that believe in God, just don't believe in religion.
Me too.
See, religion to me is man-made stuff. And some people may accept it, some people may reject it, some people may not understand, some people may be confused, but I always see it this way. How can the enemy give me something when he destroy everybody else? That don't make sense to me. You gonna give me something that you done destroyed everybody else with.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Just to end it on this one. American Christianity says this: you're not supposed to question God. Nobody ever questioned God. Jesus Christ questioned God when he was on the cross. He said, "Why did you forsake me?" Now, only thing I can say about American religion or Christianity, real simple. Go talk to somebody where the whole story begins. Don't talk to somebody that's from here that's trying to teach you. Go talk to somebody that's actually from there. But
I got my theories on that too. And I spoke up on that last week. And that's you were here last week. All right, so I'm since you all right, let's go there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, people watching this. We started one way, now we kind of went to another, but that's conversation for a black man. Mm-hmm. It's cool though. It's healthy. It's my dude. We good.
Yeah, big brother.
But let me tell you my version, how I feel, why I feel the way I feel. We didn't even get into my book.
Hey,
get into my book.
As soon as you finish, we go back to the book because it's one word that I gotta attack. I understand why you use that word, but at the same time, I gotta attack that word.
Okay, that's cool. We'll get to it.
A lot of people don't understand that word.
Let me just get to where I'm at. Now, I'm on a Christian network, all right? But I'm a believer of God. I'm not no religious person, so you ain't gonna hear me say a lot of this stuff in the Bible. I would just be real. Why? Why you like that, Troy? It's simple. I just told you that. The white man had his canteen, his gun, his horse, and his Bible, chasing down native people, killing them. Killing them. Our ancestors come here. He had the Bible still, putting us in chains, castrating our men, raping our women, straight up.
Can't read or write.
Sending our children all over this country to destroy us, and we still here. So that, and I'm gonna tell you, me personally, this is my personal view. So come deal with me on my personal view. All right, inside the Bible, they tell you Lucifer was God's greatest creation for his angel wise. That he made him with all the rubies and diamonds and whatever, the beautifulest angel of all, right?
Yep.
And according to the Bible, he decided he wanted the same attention God had, right? And from that point, God kicked him out. 1/3 of the angels followed him, according to the Bible.
Yep.
Second creation, man. God will create man and give man everything, blah, blah, blah. But look, everything for you, but don't touch that tree.
Yep.
Good and evil, right? The tree of good and evil. The minute you eat from that tree, you're sure to die, right?
Tree of knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
The tree of knowledge, okay.
Yeah.
So now we got two creations, man creations, God present with those creations. You agree with that?
Yeah.
He present, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me and you had the discussion off air.
Yeah.
So now we have it on air. And this years ago, me and him had this discussion.
This is years
ago. So I
ago.
just want to let y'all know, ain't nothing we rehearsed here. He knew how I feel, so when he brought me out there, so I'm out there now.
Yeah.
All right. So we got two creations, and God present for both of them. Now, the third creation is the Bible. Now, we've seen with the two creations that God was present with, that Lucifer was able to, he wasn't a robot. He can kind of make his own decisions, right?
Yep.
And same with Adam. He was no robot. He can make his own decision. But all of a sudden, the Bible is the one that's perfect. But God really not present right now. That don't make sense to me.
And then on top of that, well, I've learned with my.
I hope y'all caught that. I hope y'all just process what I just said. It's like 4 + 4 don't equals 55. It don't make sense. Yep. That's all I'm trying to tell you. And especially coming from a person that when you go look at the film, and I'm talking about a recent film, not in history. You go look at the history. Them people go out there and murder, hang out people, kill our people, and have the Bibles out there with them. They have flags with Jesus on it, and Trump on the other side of it. Come on, man, something's wrong here. Something's wrong here.
White supremacy.
We gotta look at what's real, man. They done forced something on us, and generation of us been, we make a little money with this and build our big old churches, and I know y'all don't want to get away from that. It's a good life to have, I guess.
And just the whole thing.
But it's destroying our people. It always have been.
Why go with someone you don't understand?
So I'm honest and I'm real. So, and I'm true by mine, because I got to answer to my own, to God, and I ain't got no problem with that. But I ain't gonna be deceived by no man down here with this foolishness.
Yep.
And here it is. I still remember now. I'm gonna get you with this one since we talking real talk here. Yeah. You remember when we was younger, when gay was wrong?
Yep.
Straight up. Let's be real with it. Even in the church, it was wrong. Go to the churches now.
I remember a gay man.
Go to churches now.
I remember when gay man. Matter of fact, it got old school commercials talking about I was gay and not that type of gay. I remember when the rainbow mean that the world would never be flooded again, and then the Black Panthers used it for the Rainbow Coalition because that was black folks, Asians, whites, and
Fred Hampton, no?
Yeah. And now I remember when you said you wanted a rainbow, you were talking about some Skittles or some Starbursts, you know. But
look, I'm not hating on gay people. Let's get it.
Yeah,
don't get it
that's
twisted.
not it.
I'm not. Look, I don't believe in that. Me personally, I don't believe in that. But I'm not gonna throw no brick at you because I disagree with you. I don't agree with you. I'm not gonna like shoot you in the face and all this stuff. I don't. That's your choice. That's your decision.
Yep.
I don't believe in that. But I don't believe in racism. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in a lot of things. So just because I disagree with it, that don't mean I'm about to get aggressive and do something to you. That's your choice. That you just keep that away from me.
Yeah, you know.
That's how I live.
Yeah, that's it.
But I don't bother nobody, and I ain't gonna bother you. That's your choice. You live how you want to live.
Man, let's talk about this book. Right?
Okay, yeah.
I gotta get on that one word. Word.
All right. This is the 6th chapter tonight. And I'm sorry it took us so long. You know, me and him, like he said, he been in California, and we kick it on the phone sometime, and we just ain't had time to really chop it up. So that was one of the moments that y'all caught. And like I said, it's going into history now, this conversation. So me and him will be dead and gone one day, but y'all still have this, some real stuff. So we're going to the 6th chapter tonight. I'm going to do a little recap from last week. Last week, we were talking about the flight systems. And with that, I was kind of like just letting you know something like this. See that?
Yeah.
Our native tongue, all this stuff. See, all this stuff was taken from us, and new stuff was given to us, and
they study us and
like exactly. That. They put a lot of money behind what they do what they do to us. But so tonight, like I said, we'll be into system engine, and that's basically talking about that third component of the missile system. It's the engine, which is definitely the most important of all, and that's money. This make this whole thing. They give us anything, tell us anything, sell us anything, do us anything, or let anything happen to us behind money. That's the most important thing here. Not what's real, not what's true, money. That's the bottom line. Period. If some kind of way, like I was telling y'all last week, if we 20 million of us, I ain't talking about if we 11% out of 350 million people with that. I mean, about 40 million black people?
Yep. I think about 40 million black people.
If we got 40 million black people in this country, if 20 million of us stop working for 1 week, we'll get all our demands met. I promise you that. Just got to grow some nuts. Straight up. Take our lick together. 20 million, stop working for 1 week. We'll have a negotiating. Them people do anything we tell them to do. We ain't got to pick up a gun.
We did it for 1 day.
For a week. 20 million of us.
Yeah, but we literally did it for one day, and they seen that like.
You talking about the Million Man March?
No, this was like right there when Trump got put in office. We did it like, you know, when Subway and all these other people start putting that black and gold behind them for Black Lives Matter, everything else. Like, because black.
And what year that was?
Yeah, it had to be 2016. Like.
Oh, okay. By then I wasn't in. You know, I was like just low profile. You know what I mean? You know, you met me. You know, I always been like this. But back then, I just kind of like just laying back. But 2020, it all hell broke loose. Where I say, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah, but
we got to. I need to get out here in the front line now.
And so it's like this in your book.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
In your book, I understand what chapter 6 is featuring. Then you said.
Matter of fact, what you think about this book?
This book right here is, I want to say, it's a great summary. It's a great summary of what you need to put together of how to start dissecting, because you took a spider web, a real great spider web about the size of Jupiter, and you compressed it where people could hit ideal points of where to start working on. Because honestly speaking, with all the chapters in this book, for everybody that's reading this book, following the podcast, they have different avenues where they could place themselves, where they could be be an asset to. You know what I'm saying? Because of what you got, it breaks it down in all type of categories. And like I just said, wake up. For instance, people don't run around here want to say that they want to be woke. They're woke now because they're starting to get new information. Brothers, that's for the ones from the Black Israelites to the Muslims to the church people to just the regular person in the hood that's coming around. You know what I'm saying? The hood. You know what I'm saying? You literally have 9 different ways of people can find of their stuff to be a utility from just reading this book. A lot of people want to get out here, they want to do something, but they don't know of where they could be a good utility at.
Because access.
Exactly. Because you're going to have a dude that's a saxophone player. That's the only thing he ever did. He want to help out our people, but he's scared of the hood. And he's like, I want to help, but they're going to beat me up again, or I just don't feel safe, or however they fear that the saxophone player. But now, with him reading this book, you have 9 different avenues where you can see where you could be a utility. That's the whole thing. Like I was saying earlier, I watched The Breakfast Club. It was this dude, he's a Muslim. He said, Black folks, we need to understand this. We need to understand the difference between uniform and unity. Unity, you have the Baltimore Ravens right now playing the Dolphins. They have 92 yards rushing right now. You have the quarterback. You have your offensive lineman where you got left tackle or right tackle, a left guard or right guard, a center, wide receivers, and a tight end, and the running back. They playing on the same team, but they all have different functions. Because if you don't do your job as the quarterback, and I don't get the ball correctly,
the same theory like a bicycle.
Exactly.
Same shit like a bicycle. If I take the air out the tire, simple as that. Take the air out the tire, I got a rough ride. Right? And it's like this.
The
handlebar is important.
Exactly.
The sprocket is important.
The pedals.
You
know what I'm saying?
The frame.
We need everybody to play their part.
But that's what I was saying. About 20 million people. 20 million. And like I said, I don't know. That's the only way we're going to get the man like what's in here.
Because it's like this. It's like this. So this is the part I want to blow up. The democratic process is the key because they are losing their minds. The democratic process is the ones that created this. Because you got to look at what the democratic process was when blacks became slaves, when blacks was eligible to vote, to be put in office. What we talk about Republicans today is, that was Democrats was.
They just swap hats.
Yeah.
That's basically.
No. Technically, it's more like a smoke screen. They need Republicans to act like this because Democrats, yes, everybody needs help. I understand that. But the best thing you could do is take the motive away from somebody like, oh, you ain't got to work that hard. Then put you over here where I control this. I'm going to give you an allowance for you to eat. You better not have no black man in here. Or you can have kids all you want to. We'll take care of no kids.
I understand that. But like I said, man, you had that discussion before. But I told you, I said, maybe they had good intentions when they did this and somebody else came along. See, they seen people struggling. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm not sticking up for them. I feel we need our own political. To be honest with you.
That's what I'm about to say.
That's what I really
We don't need to be Republican or Democratic. We need to be independent.
But only use what's available to us. Right now, the only thing available to us is being a Democrat.
You know why? Because we seen when we try to go independent, that with the Black Panther Party.
Well,
think about it.
Yeah, I understand that. I write about that. I write about that.
So it's like this. Even if we choose to be Democratic, part of the Democratic Party, we need to control the Democrat. They need our vote.
They use our vote. They use us for a vote. They don't really.
That's why we.
They use us because we believe that they will deliver for us. All right.
Yeah.
But I want to get to the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I'm gonna tell you why. The Republican Party It's not the same party when Reagan was the president, Bush's, the senior Bush, the son Bush. It's not the same Republican Party. Even John McCain is not the same Republican Party. They even kicked some of the people out that's trying to do the right thing.
Yep.
So what that's telling you, I'm gonna tell you what that's telling you. They see it one way. Before we let these niggas get power over us, it's gonna be a revolution here.
But you know what?
You hear what they say?
Yeah.
They threaten. Look, man, they threatening them guys and ladies, the good ones, the so-called good ones, who conservatives. They threatening them with guns and violence.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep.
Marjorie Taylor Greene and
all
of them out here.
Domestic terrorism.
Yeah, and that's exactly. Matter of fact, they going to the prisons now.
Yep.
And calling them people patriots.
Yep.
The ones that stormed that Capitol.
Yep.
And we, like I say, we out here shaking our butts, you know, trying to get the fast dollar, whatever we doing, not knowing this is some serious business, man. Well, them people getting power, they don't plan on giving it back. Because they've been stockpiling guns for almost 100 years now.
And
I'm right and wrong.
And you're right. But I'm gonna tell you the biggest threat. I'm gonna tell you what black folks finna see next.
I'm listening. They listening. They need to hear this.
The biggest thing that blacks finna see next is it's gonna be hard for us to leave the country.
Why is that?
Because when we start hearing from the common folk how much better that we are outside of these gates, everybody will start leaving. America cannot have blacks to leave. Think about it.
Right, when blacks decide to leave, where they going?
See, it's like this. People just feel like a lot of black folks is only in Africa. All you got to do is you go to Central America or South America. Our population is way higher out there. We have strong countries. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. Like, especially with the Trump era. See the Trump era. Hey, the Trump era is if you don't really pay attention to everything, you can't see the good in it. Right now, it's so many Africa, because Africa is not a country, it's a continent. It's the largest continent in the world.
Yeah.
It is the largest continent in the world.
Over 70 countries.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It have over 70 countries. And with that being said is, they are requesting for black Americans, you don't even have to become a full citizenship. You can get a dual citizenship. They will pay for you to come to their African country or their South American country, and you won't like all this stuff. Like, yeah, we grew up seeing the poor black people with the eyeballs and everything. Man, look, all you had to do is just sit down and just really talk, man. Yeah. Anybody got Snapchat? You go on Snapchat right now and go to anywhere in the world and see what's going on in whatever country or city.
So look, before we get short, I want you to get to the book and tell me what you've seen. I don't know if you covered it or but I want to make sure.
Well, it's like this. What I seen with this book is, like I said.
No, you said in this chapter. You had one word.
Yeah. That democratic process. Like I said, hey.
Oh, I explained that. Though.
Yeah.
I explained that. Yeah, that's all what it is. I mean, I'd rather we have our own political party, but we, a lot of our people are selfish, man.
Martin Luther King got killed. Tupac got killed. Malcolm X got killed. Like, hey, Bob Marley, he ain't even American. He got killed for that.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you want us to just find out, like
Meg Evans.
Look.
Yeah.
Start the conversation of creating your own party. It's gonna be a problem. But the whole thing is,
are you afraid to die?
Death is a gift.
Okay then. I'm about liberation of our people, man.
Hey,
that's what I'm about.
And see, and with that being said, I had an old white dude tell me this once before. He said the only way black folks is going to ever truly be free.
This white man.
This white man told me this. He said black folks really gonna have to die about it.
They're gonna die by killing each other. They ain't gonna die for being free. They'll die for self-hate than for freedom.
And the reason why they die from self-hate, they tell us about us. Like, remember that movie where they had the 3 black ladies that was the mathematicians?
Yeah. I know you.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah, Hidden Figures.
I'm a nerd. You know what type of title I got for at work. I got to deal with all type of white supremacy, and you already know I'm through. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had to find a way to defend myself, and that was the truth. Well, I never learned about them.
A lot of us didn't know.
I learned about Rosa Parks. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of us didn't know. Until that movie, at least I'm not gonna say, because they got some brilliant people out here, brilliant black people.
Yes, but
you know what I'm saying. But I wouldn't want to know until that movie came out.
Outside Rosa Parks and Oprah, who else do we know? And Michelle Obama.
Well, like females,
great black women.
You got Harriet Tubman.
Okay,
Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth. You probably never heard of her.
Nope.
You got Alice Walker.
Nope.
She was the one who created the straight.
Oh yeah. See them man walk. Okay.
Yeah.
I learned about her not too long ago.
Yeah, but I mean.
But you see how
what it is now. They do have a lot now. You going out and study.
Yeah.
Right? You got Dr. Franz Kreslin Westland.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah.
She's the one who break down the theory of how they use the pool table and all the other colors there, and to win the game, the white got to knock in the black.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got women out here, man.
But see, and the whole thing is, it go back to white supremacy. Because white supremacy, they limit you of who you know who to be great. Because just like J. Edgar Hoover said, we will not have another black messiah. So far as we know, we have 3 black messiahs. If you put Tupac in, that's 4. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about Tupac, that character y'all seen that was on TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about for those who really listen to his words and read the literature he have. First of all, I don't know no rapper, no country singer, no reggae singer that have college courses based on their work. Elvis Presley don't even have that. Tupac literally have 2 courses at USC. At USC, that, and there's no HBCUs in California. You know what I'm saying? But they live in our messiahs. This right here, when you read this book, it's gonna give you that motivation, and then it's gonna give you that avenue to make you let you know where you could go to. You know what I'm saying? Like all this marching, hey, that's stuff fine and dandy. I don't like marching. Actually, you know what I'm saying?
You like to put something in action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
you said earlier, though, everybody got to play their role.
Exactly.
Everybody got to feel it. Some people like doing that. Some people, that's their way of going to do. They got to do.
That's what I said.
Just like me, I decided, okay, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm deciding, and I never thought I would do this. I got to a point that I said in my life, I said, man, look, I'm tired of us killing each other. That shit, that was burning me, bro. It was hurting me so deep. And then I hear these mamas on TV crying about their children. And and but then I look at the bigger picture. So I start off with us, but then I start looking at the bigger picture, who behind it, how they set us up, and how they control, like we puppets, and they the ones control the strength, because they got the money, they got the power, they got these things that keep us like galvanized to a point where we cannot move, we cannot, find freedom and be elusive enough. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
I got a question. I've been in court a lot of times. You've been in court. I get in, I put my hand on the Bible. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, yada, yada, yada. Have you ever seen the DA and the judge be sworn in on the Bible?
Mm-mm.
Before every trial?
Mm-mm. Like I told you already, it's all the game with them.
Yeah, because it's like this. When the DA don't have to bring forth all of evidence, why are we even here for? Like Tupac said, you already got it in your mind that I'm guilty. Just go ahead and put me in the bag.
Yeah.
Because if you got all the evidence, and then, you know what I'm saying, on the sideshow, on the tip for everybody that's out there living that life, that's trying to get better, and you had to drive to get better. Watch what you do around election time, because that's when you're gonna go to jail. Everybody goes to jail around election time. That's clean up time, because somebody got to get reelected. man, we definitely gonna have to do this more because this is not enough time for me.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine, man. I mean, I just appreciate you being here, and we was able to chop it up, man. And like I said, it's all about trying to reach our people and change the course, change behavior. Hopefully, we bring everybody on board, man, but we can start really seeing what it takes for, going into another century, what we actually going to do as Black people. We're going to continue to be the same, let somebody destroy us and we destroy ourselves, or we going to be more independent and reach this higher goal that we all know we can reach together. Like I was telling them last week, you had the Million Man March in '95. They said we can't get along. For them couple of hours, all them brothers was out there, they got along. It was unity.
Hey, look.
So you can't tell me we can't get along. You know what I mean? That's BS.
That's their perfect. It just like
they're afraid of that, and we don't have the confidence. But like I say, I believe in God, and we gonna work this out. Like Public Enemy said, we gonna work. Brothers gonna work it out.
Yeah, we
gonna work it out.
And the thing that and I want to just want to note this: we had more people.
Let me clear out that time. We gotta shut down. Look, appreciate y'all coming here again this week. I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation, man. Chicken throwing it down, man. Terrorists, So, like I say every week, Black love, create that Black unity. That Black unity, create Black power. And that's how we need to be focused, man, going into our future. Like I said, none is guaranteed today, tomorrow, the next minute. But while we here, let's do what we can to liberate our people from these people. We see what's really going on every day. Stop blinding yourself. Stop using the tools that they didn't give you to blind yourself. If it's money, if it's religion, if it's self-hate, whatever that tool is being used to blind you, wake up, man. Wake up, sisters. Let's find new ways to create our future in harmony, love, peace, under God. Let's make him proud. Make each other proud. Signing off, Troy J. Walker. I'm not your enemy. Thank you.